Hello, my name is Kunmi, and sitting with me here today is the founder of Terex Foreign Exchange, Tayo Ogunubi, and he has made some tremendous progress in the since when he started this project. And right now, they already have two source countries and are beginning to think about taking it further to many more. Please welcome Tayo Ogunubi.
Thank you so much.
How you doing, brother?
Mara, thank you.
Good to see you. It's really great to have this meeting with you once again. We've done this a couple of times, but I think it's high time that we record this and share it with the world. Are you ready?
Yeah, pretty much. I think so.
That's great.
I think so, yeah.
That's great. So I'm just going to start with a few questions. This particular question I've asked you before, and we said this on a more easy level, just you and I. But I'm going to include this to this interview because I know people will be really, really blessed by this one.
Okay.
The first question is: had you always planned to start a business when you moved to Australia?
Yes. I think my answer was yes, because my background is from purely entrepreneurial inclined background.
Mm.
So my dad, down to my grandfather and stuff like that. So he's always been in the lineage. So what I've always known is probably being an entrepreneur, and basically because of my own curse, my in school, it's given me much more exposure into the entrepreneurial world.
I see.
So from every of those, of those aspects of it, like my family background,
Yeah.
and my educational background, I think yes, I've always had it in mind to start a business.
Wow. Wow. So, what was, in a nutshell, what was the business that was in your family, and what was the course that you studied at university?
Okay, yeah. I did accounting in school,
Okay.
master's level, and I also did professional accounting. So I'm a member of ICANN in Nigeria. So I came here. I also did my master's in accounting and master's in financial management. So basically, I've always been involved in the financial world. So for my parents, my dad is in the paint industry in Nigeria.
Mm.
He owns a big paint business, and my grandfather owned a phone business in Nigeria. So he's always been there to do business.
Lovely. Ty, can you please tell us a little bit about um, the vision behind Terex? How it started,
Okay.
and also elaborate a little bit more on
Yeah.
what
So
business is.
when I came to Australia, I thought, like I said, I've always known that I was going to do something.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it would be because obviously it's a new terrain, new environment, and I think I need to understand the environment properly to be able to meet their need. So I know I was going to do something, but I don't know what it is. So I was brainstorming with friends, asking them questions just to understand what's going on here and where the need is actually is. But for me, it's about creating value system.
Yes. Yes.
So it's not just about it's not about just starting up a business with profit,
Yeah.
but it's more of meeting people's need and creating value.
Mm.
So I think my right back in school during my master's days, I think was we're doing a particular course, and that's why I got the idea of money remittance business. I don't understand what it is. I don't know how it is. What is it all entail? I don't know the legislation around it. I don't know anything. So I only know that there was an arbitrage because I did a particular course in school. I got back home, put my hands to it, and I found out, oh yeah, there's an arbitrage here, and there are quite a number of remittance industry already in the so remittance business already in the industry.
Yeah.
But I realized that there's a massive vacuum that I could feel. So that was what spurred my interest in the money remittance business.
That's really amazing because you coming into the remittance business, like you said in one of in your last phrases, you said that there's a massive vacuum, but there are people who are already here.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
we have organizations like World Remittance,
Yes.
Cash Remittance, and
Yeah.
many other remittances
Yeah.
that had been in existence before you,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and even Western Union.
Western Union, MoneyGram,
That's
Ria,
right.
and stuff like that. Yeah.
So for me, I want to understand, what gave you that drive to say, even though you had all these giants here, you are coming in to make a change,
Yeah.
and we can see the tremendous progress that you're making in your program.
So, with my understanding and my exposure in the business world, I know that there's no giants anywhere in business. So,
okay.
you can always bring them back to your set. That means there's always a system around every business, no matter how big they are. They are big because of their the number of people they service.
Yes.
They are big. It's not, the system still remains the same. Whatever you're doing when you start up a business, the system remains the same. It's just like having a baby. When you give birth to a baby, the full system is there in the baby.
Yes.
So no matter how tall it grows or how fat or how big, it's still the same human when you give birth to the baby. So it's the same. So no matter how big a business is or how well known they are, it's still the same. So I know that it doesn't matter what's the capacity of World Remit or capacity of Western Union or whatever. What I know is I've found out a need. I can see the vacuum.
Yes.
And I can feel the vacuum, and that's it. So for me, I know that the rates at that time wasn't the best, and people could actually get more in terms of the customer experience. So I know my people, especially in Nigeria, at that time, and I know what they want. So I felt like, I think I could do better in this space, and that was it.
Great. So my understanding now is that you saw that there was a better experience that Nigerians could have.
I have exactly, yeah.
And you've been able to match that with
absolutely. So that's why when we started, it was more of customer centric experience and expectation. So I felt like, okay, all I need to do is meet people's need. That's very cool. For us in Australia here, you can actually do anything to make money. It's not about making money itself. It's about creating that utility. So once that is done, once people's need is met, I think you can actually, that's business in itself.
Wonderful. Now tell me a little bit more about how you're transferring it into different communities now. So you're not just servicing
Nigeria anymore, exactly. So the thing is, for every business, you start with from what we know as SWOT analysis. So you understand your strength. So when you understand your strength, you can actually use that to penetrate other markets. You get what I mean? So I think at the start, obviously, I've got an absolute advantage and all that. But going forward, I can actually peg into comparative advantage also to actually get into the, because human behavior is the same all around the world. So if it works well in Nigeria, you understand the people, you understand the culture. I think meeting of people, other people from other backgrounds, you can easily translate that into their background and still work well.
Wonderful, and it's great because you are
already doing that. We're still doing that. Currently, we're working with the Ghanaian community. And we are making remittances to that place also.
I had a chat with one of your staff members, and he mentioned that you already have 2 source companies. Absolutely. 2 source nations, and 6 remittance destinations. But you are thinking of expanding that as well. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
So for T-Rex currently now we have T-Rex in the UK registered, and we've got a license to operate in the UK and also in Australia, obviously. So that's why he said 2 source countries, because that's where we send money from. So for the destination country, we send money to Ghana, we send money to Nigeria. We send money to UK itself. We send money from the UK to Australia, and we send money. We open, to start other corridors as well.
And do you have a time frame for
that? That's going to be definitely other countries. We have about 6 countries coming on, 4 countries in addition to what we've got now, coming on for first quarter next year, 2025.
What are some of the selection criteria you use in identifying which countries are ready to come on to your service?
So I spoke to my team, I think last month or so, in our last meeting. I said it's the way customers are coming to us, it really shows that we are not big in our marketing enough. We are supposed to be working to customers, but we find that customers are working to us. So those countries that we've mentioned are countries where we got calls from customers. You know what I mean? Calls coming through from, say, for instance, New Zealand, from Germany, people calling us and saying, "Oh, my family member told us about your business, told us about this platform. Can we also enjoy from the service that you render?" So it really shows that there's a need there. People are hungry for it, and that's why we want to go there. So we've done, obviously, there are a few other things that we need to do to ensure that we're actually there. Not just being there for a few days, we're there for a longer period of time, So say, for instance, like risk analysis, we have to do risk management of that area corridor before we start remitting money from there, So, and as regard destination countries, obviously people say, for instance, Ghana, we send money to Ghana. We've checked and see places where remittance are of core need to them, like the Philippines, like Ghana, obviously, South Africa. There's quite a number of them that we feel like we can actually create more value system in those areas.
That's amazing.
And one thing about T-Rex is we don't just go. We can start with 250 countries. Doesn't matter. But we don't want to go to any country where we cannot make a difference. So it's about creating value. It's not just starting in a place.
Wonderful.
We can plug and play with any of these other partners and so on and get started today. But that's not what we like. For instance, when we're going to start Ghana, I literally traveled to Ghana, to experience that, to know what's going on there, understand the process, so that we can always add more to the value. It's about creating more value. Is it more money to the pockets of the customers, or probably more convenience in terms of what they experience during the transfer process? For instance, our goods, what we are selling, or the service we render, what we're selling is actually what we call homogeneous good, where it's almost the same. It's not heterogeneous. So everybody experiences the same thing. Like, for instance, if I put $1,000 in your account, it doesn't matter who put it there, it's the same. So if T-Rex is sending $1,000 for someone, any other remittance will do the same thing. So it's about the payment trail. How does it happen? What's the process from the start to the end? How does the process how does it enhance the lifestyle of the people? We can be good looking and whatever, yet gets the person's attention. Or how do you maintain them using your platform? So for T-Rex, it's not just about opening a platform. It's about making the people have an experience that can make them continually use the platform. That's my thoughts.
That's amazing. That's amazing, and that builds more questions that we can answer here, because one of the few ones that that I've got is when you spoke about your trip to Ghana, you said you wanted to have that experience. You wanted to see what people were going through. Did that meet your expectation?
Yeah. So for instance, when I got to Ghana and had options of partnering with quite a number of people, a number of organizations there, but I want to be in Ghana and someone send money to me in Ghana and let me see what it feels like to receive money in Ghana. So I found out, like, that was when I realized that people in Ghana probably work more with what is called mobile money. So it's not just unlike Nigeria, where I'm coming from, where account credit is what we do. You just sit down your account and your account is created or credited. But from Ghana, they prefer mobile money. So what does it even mean to have mobile money? If I wasn't there, I'll probably have read it or watched on YouTube. But being there gave me that experience. Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. I just want people I want to understand what people go through so that you can meet their need, basically. That's
a few more questions for you, T-Rex, and this one is around customer satisfaction. When people go on your platform, what's the experience that people are having that's different from any other platforms?
Okay. So T-Rex has evolved over the years. We started crude, obviously, just the same way the customers are probably keen to having more utility from our platform. Is the same way I'm also willing to give them more utility. So as soon as people go on the platform, obviously the basic was send money, right, to start. So when they go there, they feel like, oh, I think there's something missing here. They'll call you. Obviously, customers call. They place their complaints, their feedbacks and stuff. And when they say, oh, we feel like, I think there should be a way we can do this. You know what I mean? So immediately they say that we'll pen it down. And we speak to our IT team and say, is there any way we can actually make our platform usable in this way?
Wow, that's amazing. So you work very closely with feedbacks.
Absolutely, 100%. We keep track of feedback. And that's why currently, when you want to send money on T-Rex, I can bet you can send money within 1 minute. So from the start to the end of the transaction, you can send within 1 minute.
Fantastic.
So it's as customer has told us, said, oh, sometimes I'm at work and I can click and send money on T-Rex platform. It's that simple.
That's simple.
So, and not just that, we are also making T-Rex more like a one-stop shop where you can go there and not just sending money and giving you some other features that can probably give you that sense of belonging. When you go to the platform, you can just feel like, okay, I want to send airtime, for instance. I don't want to send someone money to go buy airtime. I really want to buy airtime. Then there's another one on platform where you can pay bills for people in Ghana, in Nigeria, in South Africa, whatever. You can pay bills for people and say, for instance, electricity bill in Nigeria can be paid on a platform. You can also do data bundle, stuff like that. Then another one that is in the pipeline for us is you know how when you want to book your ticket, you go on to your probably agent or wherever and
Yes.
get a ticket and all. Then you have to go through the order of filling up the form, you know, putting your name and everything. Being T-Rex platform will do that for you. So automatically you can get a ticket. Then because obviously we have your data, automatically fills it up and you buy your ticket.
So it sounds like we're going beyond. We're not focusing just on the remittance.
Absolutely. So
you are providing more
it's
services.
more services now. So it's about so we realize that people from that's why I said we're consumer centric. People send money on the platform to us, say for instance you want to get your mom here. You send money on the platform to Nigeria for your mom to go buy a ticket from say Wakana, for instance, right? And so what happens is we send the money, then the person have to go buy it. Why not just go straight? Do you get what I mean? So why not just from here, get what you want to get and that's it. Instead of you going past it, you can actually go straight away into. So exactly that's what so we're just trying to meet people. When we see we have trends analysis on the platform, we have what people we can see. Because when you send the money, we ask questions.
Yes.
So you can see what are the major things people use the money for back home. Family support, travel expenses. You can see that. So we have that track there.
And that's such a great way on capturing any other need.
Absolutely. That's so what people put in there as an output say, oh, this is what I want to do. We use as an input. So what's meeting their further need in the nearest future.
Quite remarkable. Quite remarkable. A few more questions then. I'm wanting to transition into how you got into the leadership and personal growth. But before that, I have a particular question on. Actually, let's go into that. So this one is, who has been a significant influence or mentor in your life, and how have they impacted your journey?
That would be my dad. My dad is till date one of my biggest mentor, and in fact we were very close because I just call him up when I'm faced with one or two challenges in business. I call him up, ask him questions, and he gives me his own opinion, his own ideology, which I work with, and it's been going on well with her. So he's been very good. Like to be honest, most of my another person I would say is Richard Kiyosaki. From one of his books, Rich Dad Poor Dad. So I read that book way back when I was in I think secondary school, and it really shaped my mind. Even though I think the book is like more of two-edged sword. If you're not very careful, you can feel like, oh, you miss. I don't want to go to school anymore.
True.
So but I don't know. I think because I could see my dad through that book. So when I was reading, I can relate directly with him. So it's really,
Okay. All right. This is amazing. Now this brings us to our last question. What final words of wisdom and encouragement would you share with people who are probably at that early phase that you've gone past, trying to see, okay, I want to start a business. There's going to be hurdles, there's going to be challenges. You spoke about mentorship. You spoke about being customer centric. How can they ensure that this is what they focus on?
I think what I've actually seen people, struggle with is the ideation time. But I think sometimes even when you have the idea, the execution stage is very critical. So people need to understand that meeting people's need is the core of business. So when we're younger, when we're in school, I think when we're doing our commerce secondary school, they used to ask, what's the primary motive of business? And people say profit making, but it's misconception, and it's just because people don't understand. So the primary motive of going into business, any business, it's actually utility creation to meet people's need. So the way universe work, depending on what you believe in and all that, when you meet people's need, you get to be rewarded. It's just what it is. Sacrosanct. It's there. So once you meet people's need, you get to be rewarded. So at every point in time during your ideation stage or execution stage, understand that you're meeting people's need. And internalize it, bring it back to yourself. How would I feel if I was someone doing this? At every point in time when you feel like that, I'm telling you, you will definitely meet one or two persons named out there.
Tremendous.
So I would always say, at every point in time when you're trying to start a business, put yourself in the shoe, the context, and say, okay, if I was this person, how would I feel? So when you feel that way, then why not? You should be meeting one or two persons named.
Wonderful. Mr. Terrace Ogunobi, thank you so very much for having this interview with us. And I wish you all the very best in the progress that you're making with the organization. And thank you for meeting the needs of many. All the best.
Thank you.